What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Savage Land. And on the field, we're going to be going over the Skystriker. A video I put up about a year and a half ago is why I bagged the Gijoe Skystriker HasLab. I thought it was a pretty good price. I thought it was pretty decent. I didn't know exactly what we were getting when I made that video. But now here, in the future, which is the present day, we have everything that was presented to me, the package, and we're going to go over 3 segments. The presentation, how I felt when I first opened it up, the actual package, the figures, and the plane, what was offered with it, the offering, and at the end, we're going to see how I feel about it all in general, and was it worth it. The figures were nice and cushioned in cardboard, which is great. Because if you only brought one and you're a mint on card collector, all of my cards are pretty much good. I got one small like little bow here, but they're good. They're good to go. And they're nice, thick card stocks. They're not thin like that G.I. Joe retro line. So this is getting back to the old school right here. And I guess they did it because the HasLab, they don't have it all different languages. But they basically give a guy's whole life story. And even though it's a paragraph to a kid, that looks like a life story. They pretty much give you a rundown and everything about this guy. But I thought that was pretty cool. That was like a throwback to the old days. It didn't have all the French and Spanish and German and all these different languages. They actually got a full file card on the back of these cards here, which is pretty cool. So I like the way that was presented. All of these imageries on these cards are pretty much like old school G.I. Joe, except for this like 83, 84, 85 G.I. Joe, except for this Night Force. This is like a late 80s, early 90s imagery on here as far as the deco they have. But I was very impressed. I actually like these. I actually do have a mint on card. And if you go back to my first video, I actually brought 3 of these. I have one to open, one mint on card, and one to keep later on to sell or to trade. And if you're a person who's watching this on here like, oh, this guy's a scalper and he's doing this, he's using this to pay his rent or some bills at his house. Look, fam, my mortgage already paid. I don't need no toys to pay for my mortgage. If you had only one of these and you're a mint on card, these were good to go, man. They were very, very, very well put together. It didn't take much. It wasn't like it was a lot to put these together. And they come unpunched. So of course they never hung on a hanger because they're not in stores. Skystriker was in a box. It was kind of broken down. You had to snap the wings in. You also have these like little boxes that's kind of like landing strips, which, look, you need a real USS flag. This is not going to hold anything, this little box here. Inside this box, I pretty much have my missile carrier, the gasoline fill up, which has the rubber hole that pulls out. And these are cool if you have like a USS flag. Got these 3 sheets of stickers, which is cool. And to be quite honest with you, I was thinking about it last night. I'm probably not going to put those stickers on there. But presentation wise, it was a good presentation. I like what they have to offer. I think it was pretty cool. In my first video, I was talking about the different figures and how much they cost. They gave us 7 figures and I was being lenient. If you go back and watch my first video on the G.I. Joe Skystriker, I was saying these guys are 12 bucks a piece because I hadn't seen the rollout for the 3 3/4 inch yet. After that video came out about 3 or 4 months, and you see that 3 3/4 inch ain't really hitting like that no more. They try to charge 20 bucks a piece for these guys, which they tripping, man. They should have been $12, $15 at the most. Now granted, if you go on eBay, and I don't care if it's a bare bones old school G.I. Joe, you're gonna pay about $15, $20 for that with no accessories, no weapons, anything. And if it's like 10 or 12, guaranteed something's broken on them. So that's cool. But with these 7 figures, man, that comes up to $140. Now you're saying, well, okay, well, what if I didn't want the figures? They kind of made me buy them. But these figures all have to do with this airplane. And if you're into this airplane, I'm pretty sure you're going to get some figures that go with this airplane. So I'd rather have the whole kit and caboodle. They gave it to me like that. $140. Skystriker costs $225. It's even less money now. And for what's offered with this thing, it's just not just the airplane. It's the whole offering that makes it a piece. To me, this is collecting almost 101. And what do you mean by that? What is collecting 101? Well, basically, this is not playability right here. This is to sit on my shelf banked like this with the missiles and the effects coming out and looking really cool like how it is. The figures, if you're a mint on card collector, they're great for that. They're great. If you want to unpunch, you'll be the only person to unpunch them. You want to hang them on the wall, you can do that. If you want to take them out, that's cool. And what it does is basically give you a mini startup set for 3 3/4. Now, I'm going to get into just one part of the full circle. You go back to my first video, I wasn't really feeling 3 3/4 inch. But at the end of the day, what type of G.I. Joe guy would I be if I didn't have a collection of 3 3/4 inch? I want to go back and get me a nice set of 3 3/4. I'm going to start hunting my flea markets. And just like I said on my first video, I'm going to make some guy's lucky day on eBay. This is a nice startup kit to help me get me going in that direction. So I did double back on that. I actually came full circle on that. I actually am in the 3 3/4 and wanna collect it. I don't even want the new stuff Hasbro's putting out. I'll take this because this is my offering. It's cool, but I want to go hunt the old ones. It gives me more a nostalgic feeling. You know, give me some Hydro Vipers, some stuff, ones I never even came across for. But my passion has sparked up for this. Henceforth, while I was at the flea market the other week, where I brought this Triple T for 20 bucks. Gotta clean it up. Got some boogers in it from 1990, whatever, or 80 something. But you know, I gotta clean it up. But 20 bucks, can't beat that. It didn't have Sarge in it, but I really don't care. I'm a collector. I like pieces, and that's what this plane is. This plane is a piece to me. It's not nothing I'm gonna sit up and really move around and mess with and play with, but it looks awesome, man. But the presentation of it on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it an 8. Could it be presented? Could they did a lot more things? Could have had a gold foiling all around? Could have had it reflected like the 25th anniversary? Yes, they could have done that. That's why it doesn't get a 10. But the presentation of it, the bare bones presentation of it, I believe it's good. I have no problem with it. So it gets an 8 in my book. Gets an 8 in my book. So they did pretty good for it. And everything you get with far stickers, they gave you the little box to run away. It came in 2 double cardboard boxes, which was cool because I took those 2 big boxes and I had some classified figures that are mint on card that I need to put in boxes. So that worked out good. So presentation worked out good for me. So it gets an 8 in my book on that.
As far as these figures, man, they really impressed me. I wasn't too taken back by them when they first announced them, especially the 3 additional Cobra figures. I'm like, all right, whatever. But the presentation, when I finally got these guys opened up and seen the card stocks and seen these guys in the package, I loved every last one of them. And the 3 favorites that I have are pretty much Ripcord, Failsafe, which it was a character never made. He was actually the co-pilot, and this Cobra like ground guy for like, you know, with the wands. I like their deco the best. Ripcord, he's my favorite. He looks good. He looks good sitting up there in that picture. Failsafe is a good like grunt looking character, and that Cobra, I just like the way the blue, red, and grays mash up. It's the best looking Cobra figure that came in the pack to me, and they're all pretty much plain guys. Now, as far as on the other end, Scarlet is okay. It's cool that she never came in that deco, and I think her head looks pretty cool looking at it through that helmet. Ace, I could go with or without, and he's actually the most important character out of all of it because he drives the Skystriker. Cobra Trooper, seen that before. Of course, Cobra Commander. As far as Skystriker wise, looks great bare bones. The effects makes this plane. The stand makes this plane. The plane is good within itself, but those things make him great. Next, see here, you pretty much got the close-up of the guys. They come with their standard weapons. They look so good, I almost want to kind of pose them up, but it ain't too much you can do with these guys. Of course, they got the bicep cut, and I was trying to move them like they had a thigh cut, and they were fun in hand. I actually thought these 3 3/4 figures were fun in hand, and I guess I was so underwhelmed with the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. I just really wasn't expecting too much out of these guys. They almost kind of feel different from that Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, but I'm pretty sure it's the same plastic, nothing special. Now, as far as the Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander, I wish they would stop trying to shove that down our throats. I would much rather prefer the hooded Cobra Commander. And I'm a black man in America, and this is when this woke thing has starting to got a little too out of hand. There's no way in hell Hooded Cobra Commander has anything to do with a Klansman. Bring back the Hooded Cobra Commander, please. Let's get back into the plane. I'd rather keep these black tail fins on because I think they'll look better once you put a sticker up against that. It'll make it pop. And once you put that light up against those special effects, as far as the blasters on the end of the rockets, they just really start to light up. They did a really good job with that, as far as the translucent plastic and the smoke effects on the back. I mean, sometimes that really makes a world of difference, and in this case, it does. As far as the stand, you can do a lot of bank moves, you can do a lot of takeoff moves, and it just gives you a good place to put it if you don't want to pop the wheels out. Now, as far as how the mechanics of how it works, you can see kind of in the back split, you can pull like a little lever and the wheels will come out. So a baby could do it, really. A 3-year-old, 4-year-old could do that. That is the old effects that it had, and of course they're separate from the wing and landing gear effects, which the landing gear has a little trigger on the bottom, the wings on the top, man. But that's the least important thing to me. The biggest thing is, how does the plane look? Was it worth it? And it totally is. It totally is. There's not much more I could do as far as flipping and tossing. I tried to get some pretty good shots, but it was kind of hard to get it get it in frame, man. But every now and then I would come up with something good, like that one right there. That was a good shot. Looks good with the 3 3/4 inch. This thing will look good on your shelf, period. I think Ripcord is the best figure in here. He looks really good. He would have looked good back in the day, and because he damn sure looks good now. So I gotta give it up to Ripcord. I really like this figure. I liked it before I even received it. Yeah, I think actually in one of my old videos I thought the Steel Ops Night Brigade kind of mimicked those colors that they did for Valiverse with this Ripcord, man. And this Skystriker is A1 with me. It's good to go.
Here's the last segment. What's my final thoughts on this thing? What's my overall analysis? Was it worth it? Did I think I got enough in here? Was it a premium package? Was it worth the special crowdfunding? And my final analysis is, to me, yes. Did it come short in certain areas? Yes, but it was small, real nitpicky stuff. And on my end, like packaging, like, hey, you want me make it feel special? Like, glitter it up a little bit. No foiling, no nothing like that. And that's minor. The reason why I think it's worth it, because it's back to collecting 101. And I'll kind of go through and tell you why. This project right here is for a special group of guys. One, who love 3 3/4 inch. Two, who love G.I. Joe. And you can do that in either order. This one didn't really give a lot of fuss. The price was a little iffy at the beginning. But sitting back looking at everything in a whole after the smoke clears, I think it was warranted. And I'm speaking after the fact. With the figures that we got. We got 7 figures. Like I said, these things go for $20 a piece. I don't care if you go get the old vintage ones and they're broken down pieces of junk, they're still gonna be about $15. So with that, that's a $140 total. Now, what's left with the 85, and let's just throw another 15 on it. So what's left with the other 100 is the Skystriker, the stand. Of course, you get the missiles and accessories, but the new thing on it is the blast effects. You also get, and this is if you got a US flag, the gas little truck, the little missile fuel tank holder. And what really makes this whole project is the blast effects and the stand. The banking positions it can do, the takeoff positions it can do. And like I said, and I didn't say, and when I said like I wouldn't be having a lot of playability with this, I'm really not. It's actually gonna be on shelf. But when it's on shelf and you can just move it any way you want to a takeoff position, I mean that's what starts making it fun. So, and also with the presentation, I was satisfied with that. For one, we got these thick card stocks, and I'm satisfied with these. I'm gonna actually stuff these right where my comic book's at, in between something, and they'll just be archived forever. It's got the full blurb like back in the day, and I don't have any of these vintage ones, but I'm the type of person I'll buy like just card stocks just to have them if I can find them at a good price. So this is back to collecting 101. That's what this set is. This is a really to me a collector's set. Now if you have the original Skystriker, that's cool. There's no need to get this one if you don't feel like you need to get it. But like I said, the original Skystriker doesn't come with the blast effects or anything like that, and that's what really sets this off to me. That's what makes this a nice piece. Also, with the box, this is another collector's piece for people who like to collect cardboard. This is a nice, big, pretty box that you can have like for presentation. Just set it up in your room somewhere. It's huge. And I'm a type of guy, I collect certain boxes. Like I found an old Sega box in a trailer I demolished maybe about 6 months ago, and we flattened this trailer. And out of all things, this Sega box, the original Sega box, is just still sitting in this rubble. So I picked it up and I took it home, man. As far as the plane and the stickers, they did what they were supposed to do. They put the G.I. Joe on there already. They got the little numbers on there, the flag in the back, and everything else is pretty much bare bones, and I'm fine with that. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna get me some stickers made to put on my fins. I was thinking like a cool Joker from Batman holding a deck of aces or something like that, and put them on the back fin. I'm gonna customize it up myself. But the cool thing about it, you get Scarlet, who is in a kind of like space astronaut uniform, which has never been released before. You also get Failsafe, which is pretty cool. He's never been released before. And you get this badass Ripcord Night Force figure. That is actually a good figure. Just looking at it. He's very photogenic too. And the figures just in general, like I said, they're my base group of me starting my 3 3/4. So just like in collecting, it did a good thing. It sparked up a fire back in me to want to collect 3 3/4 again. And like I said, I think it was a great offer. I think it was a great offer for what it cost. $225 for all what you get in the end. I think it was worth it, but it wasn't for everybody, and it could have been a easy pass for some, or maybe most. But like I said, it was for a small group of guys. Only 14,000 back it. I brought 3. Pretty sure some other guys brought 2, the army build or whatnot, and so it makes it even smaller. And it makes it even cooler. Like I said, I don't know if it's better to you than the original Skystriker, but I'm happy with this one. And that pretty much sums it up. I'm not gonna go into a whole big more spill on this thing, but I think it was worth it. Anybody out there who got it, I'm pretty sure they're enjoying it too. I'm pretty sure they said it probably could have been just a little bit better, but it's nitpicky stuff. This is a solid toy. This is a solid piece right here. This is a Savage Land. We do this for the love and beauty of vintage G.I. Joe toys, Skystrikers, and I guess remakes of vintage also, but really the beauty of an action figure and the beauty of toys. It's your first time watching my channel, give me a like, comment, subscribe, and with that being said, until the next time, God bless.